Did it work? It worked, I think. Audio. Audio seems to be working. And everything appears to be here. We did it. That's a long applause track. Anyway, I hope everybody's doing well. I have a horrible headache today, so I thought about canceling, but then I thought, my head hurts anyway, so misery loves company, right? And my tea is not yet brewed, so I brought my tea thing up with me, so it's doing its thing. I don't have a timer now, so we'll just have to do good. Oh, hello. Oh, Hip Dad, samples and tests. So yeah, it's a new, I'm still using Restream chat because that seems to be like the best chat software, but I'm using a different platform for streaming the video. So I hope it works. Hip Dad, yeah. And so we do the live stream pretty often, actually, every Sunday. Although I have to admit, next Sunday, the live stream is going to get hijacked because it's our family's annual Christmas Eve scavenger hunt, and I usually live stream that on all my channels. So yeah, so next week will be a complete. I'll probably lose subscribers because people don't care about it, but yeah, we've live streamed it for years. We've done a scavenger hunt with my girls since they were tiny kids. So so yeah, that's gonna be next week. But this week I still have nothing much. So I have a new camera system. So if I'm looking down here, I'm looking at the chat. I could move the chat up to the camera. I have a camera inside the teleprompter now, so I could actually do it that way. But I also have a side camera over here. I think this still works. You can probably hear me. The only thing that's weird about this is I like that it's over here. It gives a different view, but it gets me away from my microphone. The reason I have this though is this camera can do some cool stuff. Like for example, I can like zoom in and zoom out, which is cool, but I could also like look over at the chair if I want to sit in the chair, or let's say I'm working over in my messy desk. I could actually zoom over there. So I have to pair this with a microphone that can walk with me because otherwise it doesn't make a whole lot of sense. But yeah, that's the different camera angle. And then this one, I just put it in the teleprompter. I'm not using the teleprompter to read anything, obviously, but it's there. So I think chat is working, and it looks like, I wonder if it's working on Facebook. I'm gonna type something. Hello, Hello, everyone. Oh, looks like it went out to everywhere. Oh, no, not Facebook. For some reason, I can't chat to Facebook. So I'm sorry, Facebook folks. I can't seem to chat to you for some reason. I don't know why. That's weird. So if you're watching on Facebook, and it looks like somebody is, for some reason, it won't let me. Oh, if I edit the settings, no, it just gives me a title. It doesn't. Yeah, man, everything is crazy. But we got the others. So if you're on Facebook watching, I'm sorry I can't see your chat today. But if you go to YouTube or Twitch, I would be able to see there. Anyway, yeah, I'm struggling at my day job. That is actually the reason there hasn't been any videos. There haven't been any videos on my day job either, which is bad because that's where my paycheck comes from. But my old job that I'm doing part-time now had a terrible week. So I spent all week working on my part-time job, which isn't ideal, but it's also something I can't just not do. So anyway, such is life. I lost my window. Can't see. There we go. So yeah, that's where we're at. How's everybody else doing? I mean, we have people on all three platforms. So at least people can see us on the different platforms. That's awesome. I don't know how I'm going to continue to stream in the future. So here, I'll give you the behind the scenes peek here. Right now, I'm using Talk Studio from Streamlabs. I have a Streamlabs Ultra subscription, and they bought the platform called melonapp.com. They bought that, and now it's part of Streamlabs. And so that is the web interface I'm using here. The only thing is it doesn't allow me to pop up the chat very well. I can pop up some of the chats, like here, Mason just said this. Like I can pop it up on some platforms, but not on all of them or something. Trying to figure out how to get custom maps on a local Minecraft server. Oh man, I haven't done Minecraft servers in a long time. I did. So it's funny. I actually created a skill. It wasn't a skill back then. It was just a video at CBT Nuggets the last time I worked there. And it was a quick video on how to set up a Minecraft server because my boss's son wanted to do that. And so I set that up, or I made a video on how to set that up. And, yeah, it was, but I don't remember how to do it. It was like just weird Java commands. I don't know how to do anything on Minecraft. I've never really been a Minecraft player. A couple of my daughters play Minecraft, but I haven't done it. But hey, yeah, hi Scott. I'm glad that you stopped by. Me with Linux Journal? No, I'm not with Linux Journal. Linux Journal. So when it got sold originally, back in I don't know when it was when it got sold to the folks in charge of private internet access. They, for some reason, they did not care for me personally. They hired back a lot of the staff at that point. But I think my particular style of silliness just didn't spark joy for them. So they never hired me back. And then after a few years, they sold off to Slashdot. Slashdot actually currently owns all the intellectual property for Linux Journal, and they still have the site up. But they are getting some contributions. I don't know from who though. It's none of the original Linux Journal crew that's there anymore. We're all, even the ones that were there for the second round, we're still good friends, which is cool. But we're not involved with Linux Journal sadly anymore at all. No. So I have to look in two spots for chat now. Yeah, this kind of sucks, but that's all right. I can get the server to show up, but as soon as someone joins, it kills the server. Oh, that's not ideal. A Minecraft Bedrock edition on Java. Oh, yeah, I had, like I said, last time I did it was Java. So Bedrock edition. I wonder, do you get error messages in the log about like why it crashes or whatever? Because that's weird. That's very odd. Yeah. I'm a little bit. Oh, you know what? It's been, how long is it? It's been plenty of time. So now my tea is done. So yeah, totally putting my tea in my teacup. Struggling this year trying to figure out what I'm going to do for the scavenger hunt. If you've been around for years and you've seen the Powers family scavenger hunt, it's kind of become a big deal. Like last year I got John Green to leave a video message. I could not get Hank Green to do it this year. I tried, but you know, just recovering from cancer and his life is drastically different. The people I talked to said they would ask, but no guarantees, and I haven't heard from them. So I don't have anybody fancy giving clues this year, but it's still like an elaborate scavenger hunt. Last year I used a lot of QR codes in there in the searches. I'm not sure what I'm going to do this year because the weather should be better. Last year the weather was absolutely horrifying. The weather should be better so they can drive around. But yeah, I don't know. I'll just have to start sketching it out, I guess, and maybe I'll use some air tags. I wonder how they'll work. I should test that this week. Some air tags. Let's see. Never has to adjust some. Is the scavenger hunt going to be the regular stream time? I don't know. No, I am sorry that I don't know that for sure. It depends on when my kids have to work or have other engagements. As soon as I find out, I will post in all the places like when it's going to be. And I actually have a phone set up. I got a Mint Mobile 5G SIM card for my old phone to give them so that they can take it with them and live stream. The town seems to have decent 5G coverage from T-Mobile, which is what Mint Mobile uses. And so they should be able to stream pretty well, but I'm still going to do that proxy thing like I did last year, where I use like a platform, kind of like I'll probably use this one, so that if they get disconnected, it doesn't stop the stream. So I'm going to have them like sort of dial into the web-based thing. But anyway, behind on comments are so weird again. I'll get used to it. Lost track. Oh, Hip Dad, yeah. So my bird feeder stream did stop for a while. It is running though now. It's back, and I actually have several other. I have several cameras that it switches based on motion. I actually have 2 more cameras and 2 more locations set up, so it'll switch between 5 cameras total, and it still does that. Every evening it does a whatchamacallit thing to what highlight reel, I guess, of just the motion, and that posts. Yeah, here, I'll post it right here. It's youtube.com/nerdling Birdtopia, I believe. I think that's I'm pretty sure that's the proper URL. Yeah, that looks like the right one. And it's actually live streaming right now. And yeah, it's been working pretty decently. There's still a couple issues. The issues with the live stream are if I just use the default, because there used to be like a default stream key that you could do and it would just automatically go live, kind of like Twitch does now, which is just nice. There's like a single stream URL, you stream to it, it just goes live automatically. YouTube has taken that away, and now you have to open up the live studio in a browser, and then the default stream goes live, is ready to go. So what I was doing for a while is I would just have a cron job that would open up Firefox to that page, and it would sit there, and after like 15 seconds, it would be like, okay, start streaming. And then you could close the browser and it would go. And you can still do that. However, for some reason that I cannot figure out, it always defaults to unlisted now, which just sucks beans. And so I thought, all right, I will learn to use the YouTube API. And so I did, and I got like sample Python code, and I got everything working. I actually got it to authenticate to the channel. And so if you look back, well, I guess it doesn't show up. That's the whole point. I actually was able to automate the starting of the live stream with like a scheduled broadcast. So I didn't have to like open up a browser and like click to be public and stuff. But that had one downside. You couldn't disable live chat, and live chat on a live stream like that is just it's just spam. And so that bummed me out. The other downside was the first time I did it after the live stream was over, YouTube automatically locked it down to private and said that I had violated rules. And I asked them what rules, and they couldn't give me any answers. So it was really bizarre. But anyway, the stream is there. I still haven't figured out exactly how to completely automate it, but I try to set it to public every night before I go to bed, so the next morning it streams. So yeah, it's there, and I still enjoy it. And that's actually really the key, is I enjoy it. And like the motion detection is done with Home Assistant, and then Home Assistant triggers a scene change in OBS, which is just a lot of fun. So anyway, that's what's been going on. Shane, no worries. The video quality seems different. I'm curious in what way, better or worse? Yeah, this is a different platform. This is Streamlabs, Talk Studio, that is like the multi-streaming platform thing. The chat is still using Restream, so the chat's a little awkward for me, but hopefully it's good. Yeah, I didn't even look at the live stream. I don't know if there's birds there or not, but yeah, there's all sorts of stuff. This week started casting Birdcam to a Chromecast on my basement. Oh, okay. Oh, how do I pop something up? I don't remember. This is funny. So, oh no, I can't. Dang nabbit, I don't even know how I can pop things up on the screen. I mean, it's still there, but there. So yeah, it's funny. I do that on my TV sometimes too. I'll cast. I mean, I have a Roku, but you can still cast the YouTube stuff to it, and so I'll just put it full screen sometimes. And since it's like bird feeder, and there's not always birds there, it's often silent. But then every once in a while, it'll be like on the window feeder. If you look at the window feeder, in fact, we can. I'll show you the window feeder right now. I can actually go to it. So if you look at the window feeder. I forgot there's no microphone on that scene. If you look there though, it's right in our backyard, and so sometimes the dogs will bark and freak me right the crap out. So yeah, I get that neighborhood noises being freaky sometimes, and I don't know if anybody ever hears me. There is like some noise cancellation on the microphones of the cameras, but like if we're walking to the car, we walk by the front camera all the time, and the bird bath camera too. So I'm not even sure what people hear. Hopefully I don't say inappropriate things, but the motion is crisp, but the motions are the video's crisp, but the motion's a little bit janky. That's interesting. Yeah, I don't know. That could just be my computer today too. I had to reinstall OBS because of course I did. It just the virtual camera didn't work. So I'm rather than trying to create scenes and stuff in this web-based thing, I'm just using OBS to do scenes. I could actually, so OBS has multi-streaming capabilities now too. I could just go directly to the platforms and not use the web thing at all, especially since now the only reason I have been using a web interface, like I was using Restream and then now I'm using Streamlabs, is so I could do this and pop this up on the screen. But it doesn't, it's a pain in the butt now, and you'll see it does like the weird thing in front. So it's not ideal anyway. So I don't know. We'll play with it. Hip Dad, right now I am on a Mac. Yes, it's a Mac Studio, the M2 processor. For gosh, over a year I was using Linux on the desktop, and that came with its own nuances and frustrations with live streaming and stuff. But I lost my job, and now I have a new job. I'm actually back at a job that I had before. I'm back at CBT Nuggets, and part of that was they replaced a lot of my hardware with a new setup. And so now I have two setups in my office. I've kind of given tours. There's like this studio, and then on the other side of my office, which of course you can't see, but it's over there, is like another studio I use for CBT. So, but yes, right now, this that we're on right now is a Mac. And it could be the camera. Like, this is a Sony camera going through a cam link, and then this is the camera that we've been using. I'm curious, is this video smoother, Shane? Because this camera is the one that used to be the front camera. It's over there, but Yeah, I just have two different cameras. No, it's always different with me. And then I was trying to get something to work with a different chat platform, but it only works. They used to have a Mac version of something called Caster Labs, and now it's Windows only. So I installed Windows ARM version in this in Fusion, VMware Fusion, and I just didn't have time to get it set up and working, so I didn't do that. CBT Nerds, you have a story? All right. Hopefully it's not a bad story, because I need I work there now, so I mean anyway. Yeah. I hope everybody, whatever holidays you celebrate this time of year, I hope that it's been going well. It's cool for us this year. We have Sunyoung, our exchange daughter, which is a weird term, but she's a med student going to Michigan State. She was with us in high school. She's from Korea, but she comes home for holidays, which is awesome. So she's here this week and through Christmas. Have a granddaughter who's going to be old enough to appreciate Christmas this year. She's 15 months old, and all the family's going to be around, which is awesome. And so, yeah, the scavenger hunt is kind of like our family's one big thing that we do. So everybody will be here for that. It's going to be, it's cool. The advent of cyber on Try Hack Me. I don't even know what that means, unfortunately. Shane? Advent of cyber on Try Hack Me. I don't know what that means. So I am not part of that group. About chicken nuggets. Oh, okay. Well, I'm a vegetarian, so it could be an interesting story there too. Yeah, we're big fans. We've had multiple exchange students. We've had, let's see, 4, I think. Yeah, 4 live-in exchange students. And we're still really close with Sunyoung, the one who's here for Christmas. One is a young man from Korea who's now doing his military stint, which he wasn't thrilled about, but he had to go and do 18 months of military service. Like all the guys in Korea have to do 18 months of military service, and unless they have like physical injuries that prevent it, and he does not. So he's doing that right now. We had the rest were girls, and haven't heard from 2 of them in quite some time. But like I said, yes, Sunyoung comes home for holidays, which is just stinking awesome. So no, Dragon's participation, and for anybody who doesn't know, Dragon is my granddaughter. Long story there. She'll be participating. She'll be home with Grandma and Grandpa, or Nona and Grandpa, and probably sleeping. Like we're hoping to schedule it around Dragon's nap time, but no, it's definitely an adult thing. So we have our 3 girls. 2 of them are married, so that's 5. And then we have Sunyoung. So there's going to be 6 adults, and they're just all going to be piled into a car, and they'll have to go place to place. Like, I feel like, go into the store and sing a song to somebody and record it, and then we get to see it, and then you'll get your next clue, and call this person or visit this person and carol at their front door, and they'll give you a clue, and assemble this puzzle, and then you'll get a clue. And it's that kind of a thing. The fun part for us is that since it's all live streamed now, we get to follow along as they're doing it. And so it's not just like we set it up and they go, and then like they come back in an hour and a half and hopefully they had fun. It's an interactive thing because they're doing it all live streaming. So, and then we stream it for everybody to see, so everybody gets to play along. Advent of Cyber is a Christmas-themed series of different lessons each day to solve the questions for different types of cybersecurity attacks investigations. Oh, I have not done that. There was one, and I'm not going to be any help figuring out what it was, but there was a thing, a website maybe, I don't know, where you had a bunch of different hacks, like, it taught you how to take advantage of vulnerabilities in like MySQL and that sort of a thing, and you try to hack it. And I'm not good at that sort of a thing. I'm really not. But that sounds cool, and I'm sure it's like a very educational. It's probably good for everybody to do, right? Yeah. I do hope the weather. So the weather right now is, I mean, we had snow earlier. If you watch the bird feeders, we had snow, but it's all melted. And I'm looking over at the weather app here. So it looks like, let's see, that's going to be on Sunday. Yeah, it looks like from now until through Christmas, there's no snow. So it's going to be a green Christmas. It looks like it's going to go below freezing at night, but just barely. And it's going to be in the upper 30s to 40s all week. So right now it's raining, but yeah, it'll be fine. You know, we won't be able to make a snowman thing. A lot of times one of their challenges will be to make a snowman, take a picture. They won't be able to do that because there's no snow, which sucks, but it is what it is. Try Hack Me is the website. It's for turning cybersecurity, like Hack the Box, please. That might be, Try Hack Me. It's worth looking at because, because Shane says so, but also that might be the site that I was thinking of before. And like I said, I just wasn't good at it. It wasn't fun for me, so I kind of lost interest there. Does anybody else have it? Does anybody have any cool Christmas sort of traditions that you do? Like the scavenger hunt is really the Powers family only big one. I mean, when the girls were little, couple, like, I'm trying to think, like there was there's some things that normally happen. Like normally there's beef jerky in stockings along with other stuff. Vegan beef jerky now for me and my wife. But as far as traditions go, it's mainly just the scavenger hunt. Oh, I guess that's not true. We also we make homemade pizza for dinner on Christmas. That's our Christmas dinner rather than a traditional holiday meal of like turkey or ham or whatever. We just make homemade pizza. And my middle daughter has celiac disease, actually really serious celiac disease. Like she's extremely sensitive. Cross contamination can ruin a whole week for her. And she, so we actually bought like a pizza oven just for her so we can all cook together. But she's not going to use any of our dishes. She's not going to use our oven. She has her own little pizza oven. And I think that'll hopefully make it enjoyable for everybody. How did I get along with trying ESXi? I did not. I still have the server. I haven't, again, I had such a terrible week at work that I didn't get much done at all, including my day job. I was doing the system administrator stuff that just took up my whole week. But I haven't installed it. I tried to download the files, but then it was really confusing because there's like ESXi 7 and ESXi 8, and that alone in itself isn't confusing, but I couldn't figure out, like, it looks like you can get ESXi for free, but then any link to ESX 8, it didn't look like it was free. So I don't know. I don't know. I have to look and see like what the deal is with licensing in ESXi these days, because it didn't used to be like that. It used to just be you get ESXi and you install it, and then if you want to use it in a licensed way, you get more features and you can use it with vSphere and multiple ESXi machines. But it was confusing for me. ESX8 is free too. Okay, I couldn't find the place to download it, so I'll have to. Again, I didn't have a whole lot of time, so I will definitely have to look at it and see. It looked like ESXi 7 was, but 8 wasn't, so I didn't do much more looking because I had to do other stuff. Your brother mentioned the handicap in his 40s now, so we still celebrate Christmas with him as a forever kid. Oh, that's cool. I get to watch him get excited opening presents. Oh no, that is cool. That's actually really awesome. Yeah, that's pretty cool. We're pretty excited this year about Dragon opening gifts because she was just a couple months old last. She was born in September, and so by the time Christmas got around, she was just a tiny baby. She really obviously didn't do anything with Christmas, but this year, I mean, she's walking and running and saying a couple words and figuring stuff out, and she just loves, like, trucks and cars are her favorite, which is just cool. She has like car noises. She'll like she's playing with a car, which is just so cool. She's gonna love Christmas. She's gonna love Christmas. So anyway, VMware website is horrible. It is. It's, yeah, that was the thing. I went to my And so the actual process I went through, I have a VMware account. I have VMware Fusion, paid VMware Fusion on this Mac. It's VMware Pro even, so I can control an ESXi server. I think we talked about this last week. And so I logged in and I went to like the products page and searched for ESXi. And the only link that would come up is ESXi version 7, like to buy or to use. I could not find ESXi 8. But then if I went to Google and searched for ESXi version 8, it popped right up. So it was, that was as far as I got. I didn't figure out what the discrepancy was or why there was a discrepancy, but it was not a whole lot of fun. So, oh, thank you. I appreciate that. I will, yeah, I'll just download it. And I think, yeah, there was like a trial time. You can use it without the license for 90 days. Now, if you don't get a license, does it stop working or does it just revert to the free version? I don't remember. It's been a lot of years since I used it. It's probably changed. Hip Dad, do I say I'm on T-Mobile home Wi-Fi? No. So here at home, we're on Charter or Spectrum or whatever it's called now. Cable modem, not business class. It's just residential. It's usually fine. I have their gigabit service, but it's like gigabit in air quotes. They say like up to, and the fastest I've ever seen is like 500 megabits down, which is plenty. That's plenty fast. The reason that I have the top tier though is because upload speeds are 30 megabits on their top speeds, or on their top tier. And so for uploading videos to CBT Nuggets and also for live streaming and bird cam stuff, the 30 megabits is pretty nice to have. I was talking about T-Mobile because I bought a SIM, a Mint Mobile SIM, and Mint Mobile uses T-Mobile towers. And in the town where we live, T-Mobile has decent 5G coverage. So the Mint Mobile SIM should have decent coverage for the phone that I'm going to send with my girls to do the live streaming for the thing, the whatchamacallit thing, scavenger hunt. So yeah, that was the whole T-Mobile thing. I also wanted to test because if you go to calyx.com, CALYX.com, you can get one of their truly unlimited access points like hotspots, and they use T-Mobile. And I wasn't sure how decent the 5G coverage would be, but testing it with Mint Mobile, it's pretty decent. So I might, after I actually get some decent paychecks from being back at CBT Nuggets, get a Calyx router. I had one before at 4G, which didn't work real good. The 4G throughput here for T-Mobile, which are the towers they use, not great, but the 5G throughput seems to be decent. So anyway. How do system admins remember all those configuration files to work on? Google, I think, is the big answer there. Yeah, I mean, if you configure something regularly enough, you just remember, just muscle memory. But if it's something that you don't configure often, yeah, just it's either Google to remember the configuration file name or grep the contents of the etc folder for part of the name of the program. Usually you can find it. But yeah, that's it. As far as like all the different configuration options, usually these days configuration files are commented pretty decently, so that helps. But yeah, there's no magic trick other than repetition and Googling stuff, in my experience at least. Oh, you got the T-Mobile for home internet. I found with T-Mobile that location is really key because we had, like I said, I had the Calyx router before when it was only 4G, and Calyx went from Sprint to T-Mobile, and T-Mobile bought Sprint. So, but now it's all T-Mobile, and like at my farm, T-Mobile throughput is decent, like really decent, but in town, the 4G coverage is terrible. And then in between, there's just some dead spots and stuff. But 5G is like 20 or 30 megabits down and like 4 or 5 megabits up, which doesn't sound like a lot, but in a pinch for a hotspot, that's fine. And that seems to be what 5G speeds are here in town. So Oh, that's interesting. T-Mobile is called EE here in the UK, and T-Mobile, which is owned by BT. Huh. Fascinating. I didn't know T-Mobile was in the UK at all, so that's interesting for me. And Hip Dad, 145 down and 4 up. That's decent. I mean, that works good for most things. I can see how that would be an issue for gaming, because I'm guessing that low of an upload, you probably have some pretty miserable ping times, latency. In general, hotspots tend to have some pretty poor latency. So anyway. No, Shane, I mean, go ahead, man. Ask questions. Ask away. Does EE really mean everything everywhere? That's like Elon naming Twitter X, because X stands for everything. He wants it to be the everything platform. Actually, a company called Everything Everywhere. That's funny. Oh, goodness. Yeah, Shane, what, man? Ask some questions. Ask. I may not know the answers, but that's okay, because I have no problem saying, I don't know. My head is hurting. That's my constant rubbing of my head. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm not making my hair look any more professional, but AT&T looking to get 1.1 up. Ooh, that's painful. So does this mean that Hip Dad, you are in a place that you don't have the ability to get like cable modem or DSL coverage or anything? Because that's how it was at my farm for a long time. And then the power company, which was an electrical co-op, put fiber connection to all of their users, which was just awesome. And now, not only do I have fiber at my farm, but I pay to have a commercial grade fiber, which just means more guaranteed throughput and faster response time if something goes wrong. So at my farm, I have full gig up and full gig down, 5 static IP addresses. So I like host my own mail. I host my own web servers and all sorts of stuff like that. But it was, when we bought it, you could get DSL, but it was less than a megabit up and down, and it was like $60 a month. It was ridiculous. So anyway, 300 foot from the pole, and they won't run the cable. Well, that's terrible. Oh, that's really weird. Unless, I mean, is it under a freeway or something? Because that's terrible. Huh. So let's see, Shane. So the first question was personal email and websites for helping to demonstrate project portfolios. So do you mean, I guess, clarify here? Do you mean like, how does a person do, like, do I recommend them, or like how to go about doing it? What is the specific question there? Do I have any course on DevOps like on my YouTube channel? No, I think I might have a few things in, like a few Docker things. If you look in my playlists, there's like a couple things there. I think I might have mentioned a couple things about Docker, but no, I don't have any full courses on DevOps stuff. And unfortunately, that's one of the things I probably won't be able to put there, because now that I'm back at CBT Nuggets, I had to sign a non-compete clause, and anything that I've created at CBT Nuggets, I can't create and give away on YouTube. I got exceptions for the Linux Essentials course and the Linux Plus course, which I will finish someday. But anything else that I've done at CBT, I can't do on YouTube. So I couldn't make like a specific course. But then I never really did an exam prep course for any DevOps stuff. So I don't know. I mean, the options, it's gray area, but I don't have anything right now. No, I'm sorry. Sorry, comments are really weird to go through here. BT are finally rolling out fiber to the premises here. $50 for 900 down. That's a really good price, I think. Yeah, that's not bad. If it's fiber, especially, I mean, it'll be solid and should have really low latency. So that's pretty decent. I mean, it's not cheap, but it's, I mean, I was paying that much for less than a megabit of DSL at my farm. And then I went to T-Mobile Tower, and I was using a weird hotspot that was supposedly unlimited. And Shane, okay, back to the, this one looks better. So I'm looking to create a website of showcase of some mock projects to help get solutions architect role. Okay. So you're looking for like you could get, I mean, you could do it a couple different ways. You could get just a generic IT sounding domain, and I don't know. I mean, I don't have a great suggestion there. You know, like securitytech.net or something. I mean, just something that is that sounds not too spammy, but you know, something that is a tech sounding thing. And you could use, you know, you could just set up email forwarding. Most registrars will allow you to forward email to a different server or just host email there for free. But then you could do either subdomains for different projects or, you know, just like folders. And then what web platform you use is, I mean, it's up to you how much work you want to do to, you know, make it look good. Like you could, I mean, something as simple as, you know, a WordPress site, you know, you can make those, you can get themes that look extremely, you know, static looking. You could get really nerdy and use Hugo. I use Hugo on a lot of my sites. Or you could pay for something like Squarespace and buy the domain and everything through there. The only thing I don't know about Squarespace is it'd probably have to be one site and then you just do like multiple pages for the different projects or something. But I mean, I like the idea of having a place to do those sort of portfolios or showcases or stuff. But I also enjoy setting stuff like that up. So part of it is just a distraction that I would enjoy. Yeah. Let's see. Hip Dad held hostage for AT&T, 25 down and 1 up for 83 a month. Yeah. Yeah, that's painful. 18. Oh, that's just painful. So that was probably DSL prices. It was probably, you got better ping time, but that's a lot of money. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, everybody gets, we usually have one or sometimes two. If you live in a city, sometimes here in the US, sometimes you have two options. Sometimes you can get cable or DSL, but you can't, like multiple cable companies, they have like areas that they have. So like you either have Charter or what's the other one? We had it when we lived in Grand Rapids. I can't remember. There's Spectrum, which is Charter, or I can't remember the name of it. It's another cable company, and they can't be in each other's areas, which is a little bit frustrating. So, oh shoot, the dog's barking to go out. It's an old dog, and yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I gotta let the dog out because otherwise she'll pee in the laundry room and nobody's here. So I'll be right back. I promise, I'll be back. Here, let's look at a bird cam while I'm gone. All right, I'm back. I don't know why I put these headphones in. I don't actually use them a whole lot. The only time I use them is when I want to hear my own sound effects. So, let's see. Let me catch up here. To try WordPress, I couldn't take their template. There are, I mean, there's always third-party templates all over the place. You can also do, I mean, something like Hugo requires setting up a web server, but I like it because it's just static at that point. Like you generate a site and then it's like static HTML. There's also like, is it Jenkins? There's other like static website things that seem to work fairly well for that. But the thing about WordPress is it's so ubiquitous that there are a lot of third-party themes that you can buy, like free or commercial ones aren't usually too expensive. but it does take a lot. And I've never used something like Squarespace, so I don't know what their pricing is like. I don't think it's super cheap though, so I don't necessarily say, hey, go right with Squarespace. Samples of tests have Fios, they're a lot more stable. Oh, yeah, I've heard that. That's not something that's available here, the Fios stuff, or however you say it. Oh, the AT&T stuff was copper to the pole and fiber to the switch. That's weird that it was so slow upload speeds. The nice thing about the power company out, it's a rural power company at my farm, and it's single fiber line. You know, like I didn't even realize before I got it that was a thing that companies did. But you know, there was one fiber line coming in, and then they use two different frequencies of light, you know, for transmit and receive. So it comes over one fiber. It's really kind of cool. But they did it fiber from stem to stern, and it's rock solid. I've been very, very impressed with it. It's shocking that it's up here in northern Michigan. Such really good internet. Yeah, yeah. So okay, I've had them. I had Uverse here for a while. So years and years ago, the Charter cable connection was so unreliable here. It would constantly go out, constantly drop packets. And so I actually had that. And then I also got Ustream, which was, yeah, they didn't say it was DSL, but it was DSL. And it was only 18 megabit, but it was like a rock solid 18 megabit. And so when my cable was being flaky, I would have my router switch to that other route. And so I had two. That's a pain in the butt to try to have two different ISPs though. Plus it's expensive. So right now, for some reason, Charter has been pretty stable here at the house. Every once in a while, I'll get really poor upload stuff, and my video looks janky during live streams, but it's usually pretty decent. And yeah, we are getting old. We are getting old. If you look on the sides, the parts that aren't green, yeah, that's thin. You can see my head, but a lot of that is because it's gray colors over there too. So it's all right. Oh man, ISDN. I don't know if you ever had the dual, like the bonded ISDN where you got both 64 kilobit channels. Whoa! I never had that. I never had that in practice. We had an ISD line at a computer company that we worked at, but it was only one of the channels. It was just a 64 kilobit channel. But there was just something so much better about 64 kilobits of ISDN than a really good working 56K modem. I mean, I know it was only 53K because legally that had to slow itself down, blah, blah, blah. But it was more than just a little better. The ISDN, because it was a digital line, was just so quick and responsive and fast. It was awesome. I never even tried a bonded like dual channel ISDN ISDN. But anyway, yeah, we're old. ISDN was awesome. Oh man. My hair is I don't know. It just has enough whitish color in it to look salt and peppery on the sides. But now it's really short and thin, and the stuff on top is still, it's only on the sides that I get any gray. The top, what's left, is thin, but it's all still brown. Yeah, so now it's green, which... Oh, ooh, a shotgun modem too. That's awesome. I did not. See, Ustream. You had Ustream on ISDN? See, for me, ISDN was like, gosh, I was using ISDN. It was before my car accident, so it would have been 1998 or 99. It was really like, yeah, it was really that long ago because it was the company that I worked at here in Petoskey. Actually didn't live here in Petoskey, but the company did. And yeah, it would have been like circa 1998, I think, 97, 98, right around there. Because my car accident was in March of 99. And it was definitely before that because I didn't work at that company after. So, and all this is, so this is another thing that y'all who know me, I had a car accident. I don't remember, but people have told me so many things about the time before my car accident that I kind of have a mental image of what it was. And so I can tell stories about my time before my car accident. And my brain kind of can't tell the difference between, wait, am I remembering this or am I remembering what somebody told me? So brains are really, really annoying jerks at times because, yeah, they don't know the difference. Brains are interesting. Anyway, Ustream was an ISDN cable. Okay, interesting. Because Ustream for me was just straight up DSL, and it wasn't that long ago. It was when we lived in this house, so it was less than like 5 years ago or so, 4 or 5 years ago. I guess we've lived here 6 years, maybe. I don't know, but anyway, it wasn't that long ago. So anyway, Shane, I don't know if I was any help with the website thing other than I would do it. I would do it with Hugo, but Hugo's a pain in the butt to learn, and you really have to find a theme that you like. Like, for example, let me see if I don't think it's a website anymore. It was a joke site that I made. What did I even name it? Crabulio. Yep. Oh, it's still there. Okay. So, for example, now this is just going to be more about me than you ever want to know. So, Project for Awesome is something that the Green brothers, John and Hank Green, do. And there was a crab thing that they were doing 2 years ago, I think. And, and I made a website just because. And so this website that I just posted is using Hugo. I don't even remember the theme that I found. I just looked on Hugo themes, and I just basically it was this. It just looked like this, and like with the little things, and like you could do like a little square section like for each project or whatever, and then like the menus up top and everything. They're man, I'm a weird dude, but yeah. Anyway, this is a Hugo site, and it's just a fast, static HTML only. There's no databases involved. It just renders it up into pure HTML. So that is what I would do, but I don't know that I recommend that, just because for me it was a lot of crazy, just fun. So yeah, and it's Hugo is free, and it, like I said, it generates a folder full of HTML files and images. And you can put that on any web server, any free, cheap web server. You don't even need PHP. It's literally just static HTML. So, oh no, did the video freeze? Uh-oh. Hello? I apologize, samples and tests, if it froze for you. No, it's fine. Okay. Why am I not seeing... Are we not seeing all of the videos on the page? Because I don't see samples and tests thing right there, right? Oh, yeah, chat is screwed up, isn't it? Because I don't see... Okay, I see in one of my places, like I see this, but I don't see this in my actual chat thing where I could chat back and forth. But I see HipDads, and HipDad is on YouTube. So I don't know what's going on. I don't know. Something is weird, though. And I don't know. I'll try to figure it out better. Well, next week is going to be hijacked again. Next week is going to be the scavenger hunt. But the first one of the year, we'll figure something out. I'll figure out chat because I don't know what's going on there. maybe I'll play with it this week. So if you see one of the live stream places go live, then it could just be me trying to figure out chat, because here's the deal. I don't want to pay Restream. I paid them like $1,000, and it was fine because it allowed me to do multi-streaming last year, but I can't afford that, and I don't want to do that. And I don't need that because there's multiple ways to do multi-streaming now. But the chat's the crazy part. Trying to get all the chat to work so that everybody can see everybody. So anyway, do I have Linux YouTube channels that I watch? I don't watch a whole lot of YouTube channels. Especially with my new job now. There's like a group of I tend to identify best with the home labbers, people like Jeff Geerling, Techno Tim, Tom Lawrence. If I go to YouTube, there's probably a bunch of people that I subscribe to that I could look at. I think I talked about this last week, and there's some non-tech stuff too. But there's like Undecided with Matt Farrell, Technology Connections. I said Jeff Geerling, Techno Tim, Epis Vox, Lawrence Systems, that's Tom Lawrence. Chris Acapinti, he's a YouTuber. He's a friend from Linux Journal days. Learn Linux TV. Dr. Z's, he's a fun guy that does home automation. Bad Panda Tech. Yeah, there's a bunch of people, but I don't watch as much YouTube as I used to, at least not recently. So I don't have any like perfectly great recommendations. I think YouTube allows you to put like recommended channels on there. I should put some recommended channels on there, like people who I've interacted with. Like, I haven't collabed with anybody really. Well, I guess I did collab with Network Chuck. But like, I've had conversations over the internet with like Techno Tim and Jeff Geerling and some people like that, Tom Lawrence. But yeah, now I'm learning Google Cloud, which is like Linux adjacent. It's weird. Cloud computing is weird because it's like all Linux under the hood, but it's not Linux that I'm actually teaching anymore. HipDad, yeah, have you connected to the Nerdling Discord here? I haven't been good at being there since I got the new job, but there's the Discord channel. Apparently that only put it on. Hopefully everybody sees that, because that only went to Twitch. Yeah, my chat's all screwed up. Sorry, y'all. I guess we're about out of time. I don't feel like we accomplished a whole lot today. Sorry about that. But yeah, if you wanna watch just some fun next week, it'll be sometime. I'll advertise when the time is next Sunday. The scavenger hunt should be fun, assuming the streaming phone works and the T-Mobile tower works. We usually try to keep them in town so they don't have to drive too far. But the weather's going to be warmer. So like last year, it was deadly cold out and the wind was unbearable. It won't be like that this year. It should be decent. And yeah, as long as everybody's stuff works out, we can just have a fun little thing. I have to come up with it. Probably more QR codes this year. That was fun last year. But anyway, on that note, I guess we're running out of time. I guess we have 3 minutes left. Any last minute questions or anything I can do or say? Or I could switch to the side cam. That's annoying how the light is right there reflecting on my camera too, though, or on my calendar. That's annoying. But so this camera is actually really cool. I love this camera. It is the Insta360 Link. It's just the coolest camera because it has a built-in gimbal, which is how I can do all those like different things where it slides to different locations and stuff. But it'll also do follow mode pretty well. So yeah, it's a cool camera. I like it. I hope to be able to play and do more stuff like that lately, or not lately, in the future once I get the handle on getting my day job done. But anyway, Yeah, by all means, you can drop me a DM, or I mean, in any of the channels too. I mean, the group you're talking to here is largely the group there, so we're a friendly group. It's kind of a requirement now. My tagline these days is learn everything, do what you love, and most importantly, be kind. And everybody that hangs around pretty much takes that seriously. So yeah, it's an awesomely friendly group. So and let's see, any experience in their career. Shane, I've done projects. I haven't documented any of them, and I don't know if they've helped my career, but I get caught into sidetracks and stuff like you would not believe. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Hip Dad, if you're so it's been a long time since we connected online. You should. I did a webcomic for several years, and I even wrote a book. So if you want to read my comic, you could do that too. Here, I got all my links. Here, I'll put all my links here. SeanPowers.com. This is 0 for the O. That'll take you to just a little website that will show you all the links to my things, including my comic. And you can even buy a book of my comics if you really like it. So anyway, I think I'm gonna go. Thanks everybody. I always enjoy the live stream. My head still hurts, unfortunately, but it looks like my family was planning in the background here over chat that we're gonna still do a family dinner tonight. So that's awesome. I get to see all my kids. So that's exciting. So I hope you have a wonderful evening or really late night if for all y'all over in Europe. Thanks again for tuning in, and I'll maybe see you next week, and if not, the week after that. Have a great Christmas, a wonderful New Year, all that jazz. And I probably will do a live stream the Sunday after, because that'll be the day before. It'll either be New Year's Eve or the day before, but it's going to be early enough in the day that I'll probably do it regardless. So anyway, next week is the scavenger hunt. The week after, I'll be live streaming, whatever day that happens to be. So learn everything. Do what you love. And most importantly, be kind. Oh, it's a new platform. I don't know how to stop this one. Have a wonderful day. No, that doesn't end it. Find the button. Oh, there's the button. And now there's another click. All right. See everybody later. I think this is going to end it now.